Hello, discrete math fans. Let's talk about how we create sequences. We're going to do so recursively. Now, there's a few ways we've defined sequences. One way is to just write a few terms and then write also a few words to describe what happens with the sequence. And then you rely on the reader to understand how that sequence is going to continue. For example, we might define a sequence like 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. It's fairly obvious how this sequence is most likely going to continue. Another way of defining a sequence is to give an explicit formula for the nth term. So we might have something like a sub n equals -1 to the n all over n squared plus 1. Now if you want to know any particular term in the sequence, you just plug in a value for n. Another way is to use recursion, and we did this on an example in the last section. So in order to use recursion, this requires two things. We have to give an equation, which is called a recurrence relation. It's going to define each term in the sequence by referring to earlier terms. And then the second thing we need is to define one or more initial values of the sequence. So here's a formal definition of what a recurrence relation is. It's essentially a formula that relates each term to its predecessors. And there are initial conditions for a recurrence that specify the values of the first few terms of the sequence. Okay, that's all for now.